Hi everyone and welcome back to the Italian Open 2024 in Rome. We are now up the way as we approach round 5 out of 9 to crown the Italian Open champion. And there are still a lot of different decks that we have yet to see in action. And one of them is the deck that won the Greek Open last weekend, which is Tenpai. And what a better way to do it than to show a Tenpai mirror match with both players at the moment undefeated. What do you think of the deck, Alberto?
I mean, I really like it, especially because it's a very explosive deck, and you can seal the game in one turn, basically, no? And it's very compact deck. Like you play a lot of end traps, and your engine, and that's it, basically. So it's pretty much straightforward deck, and I really like it. And I think for both of these guys, is working out very well.
Absolutely.
And I think you also have a good matchup, against all the other decks at the moment, especially because, you're playing also Lightning Storm, Feather Duster. You have all the options in your deck, in your main deck as well. So it's,
Yeah, obviously it's a very unique deck as it's one of those decks that go second, usually, when you can choose. So it will be also interesting to see how that works in a mirror match. But yeah, you can catch a lot of people off guard. It worked in Greece, and I feel like the surprise was there because Legacy of Destruction was just legal. This weekend, people maybe have that time to adapt, but I think out of a lot of the cards that are really good in the matchup, the Field Spell Summoning, Sanction Summoning is just so amazing, making pretty much all of your combos unaffected by your opponent cards during your main phase. That is the key card in the deck. But I think without further ado, we can let the cards speak for ourselves. Our duelists are ready. It will be, again, a Tenpai mirror match between Francesco and Antonio. Let's find out who will be the winner of round 5. And here they are. An important die roll, although for different reasons, because both duelists want to go second, and I think Francesco won it. And as you can see, he will make Antonio go first. And let's take a look at this opening hand. The deck usually, when it goes first, just wants to make Hieratic Seal and pass. That's the goal. Again, the main strategy is just going for an OTK. So let's see. And it will actually be Antonio ending without playing a single card. Just a straight up pass, and this could be brutal for his opponent, who I already can see has drawn some pretty good cards with the Cayman in hand, which alone can get you close to an OTK. And wow, he does have both Sangen cards, Sangen Summoning, as mentioned, amazing card, protects all of your Fire Dragon monsters, and we also go for the Prosperity.
And we see Antonio here holding an Ash Blossom. Would you go for it on the Prosperity?
Oof, it's tough because you also know that the Sangen effect is there. You might also want to negate that. Funny enough, and we have seen that in Greece, this is one of the few decks that cannot TK even through a Prosperity because it can deal 16,000 damage, which is just crazy. But yeah.
And let's see, because now Antonio, I think he has a Ghost Ogre, Ash Blossom, and Impermanence, right? So it's...
Yeah, so I think you could consider going for an Ash. Because you have the Ogre for the Field Spell.
Yeah.
And he does not go for it. So let's take a look at these cards. Not quite it for the moment. So kind of a whiff. Last card. Oof. Not the greatest. Obviously, you were looking for engine cards, and he failed to pick up any of them. So... Impermanence might be the choice. I think Ogre is also kind of nice, but no, he opts to go for a second copy of the Field Spell. Interesting.
Okay, maybe he didn't feel like the Impermanence. Maybe he wants to give it a try, and I mean, at this point, he may think that his opponent is holding copies. Yeah, and here comes the Ghost Ogre on the Field Spell.
So the good thing is you can activate a second copy now, but you cannot use the search effect. But maybe this will pay off because it still works as a very good protection against, Veiler Impermanence and so on. And this is exactly what we're going to see. And most likely we could see, afterwards an Ash. But for now, it's a very solid summon with the Chundra. Is there gonna be a response? I think there is another Ogre, Impermanence and Asha, maybe?
Yeah.
So we are in the battle phase, and we just saw an Impermanence. Francesco is gonna think about what to go for. He does have the Kaiman here, and the Ash Blossom will negate it. So actually far from over in this game, and we are just gonna push a cheap damage, but this might be it for Francesco's turn. So Antonio passing, but still managing to hold, and he does clutch top deck. Can he pick up anything to fight back?
Okay, he already had this, so let's see. What else did he draw?
But no, I think he's just entering a battle phase.
Yeah.
And yeah, he does. They are both gonna use their effects, it seems. Wow,
Ooh,
wow.
Droplet.
Oof. Huge pickup. Damage step droplet to actually go for a crazy turn. Wow. What a top deck from Antonio. Yeah, crazy turn of events. And now we can get to go to the battle phase and add the Kaiman. Is there gonna be a response? Can't quite tell. Maybe an Ash of his own. And he does have an Ash of his own to at least stop Antonio a little bit. Gonna be a close game here between the two. And yeah, now he is just taking some damage. But this is still an interesting one. Is he gonna go for a synchro summon? Seems like it. And yeah, no response. So one card in hand from Francesco, no cards in hand from Antonio. And now we finally go for the first synchro. It is the Bident Dragon, which is gonna be a lot more damage. Is there any response from his opponent? Because this could be it. We go for yet another synchro summon.
Yep.
Is that gonna be game? It is. No response, and game one goes to Antonio. Wow. What a start of a match. Talk about explosive decks. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we were telling this. Just need one card, right? And that's it. And the droplet basically did the job. So
it's definitely interesting. As we could see, you want to go second, and this is exactly what happened. And Antonio just passed. So
yeah, I mean, like his hand was not promising. I mean, he had 3 interruptions, though, which was good. But he also had double Ogre, which on that spot it's not really helping you. So it's I mean, on the other hand, we have to say that that droplet really saved him the game.
No, absolutely. As we could see, it can turn into an entrap battle in this matchup, and what really makes the difference is the heal spell. Sanguine Summoning can protect from most of them, but you can still use them in the battle phase, just like Antonio did. What is a little, sad for Francesco is that he completely missed with the Prosperity, because he had a lot of good cards that he could have picked up. He whiffed, and this gave, thanks to, as you mentioned, the droplet top deck, the game to his opponent. Now, though, we are back to square one. They need to think about what to side. And we could expect Antonio to probably go first again, because that's what his opponent could go for. And then, does he even have a side deck for this? Yeah,
I think the answer is no. Yeah, I mean,
it's tough. Yeah, there is like a mind game which is interesting, and that is Dimension Shifter. I'm surprised that none of them is playing Heat Wave. This was a very popular card in the side deck for this deck going first, because you can stop your opponent. But Shifter works in a similar way. If you go first, you activate Shifter, and then you pass. And when play is back to you, then you can use your graveyard and then just go for an OTK. So I think that's what we could see, but I think they are almost done with their side decks. So let's jump back into action for game. And here they are. As expected, Antonio again as Francesco peaks second yet another time. But Prosperity is a much better way to start things off. Unless he chains Shifter here, obviously that's not going to be an option. So let's just wait and see if there is an Ash. Is there going to be a response? No Shifter, so good news for Francesco. And yeah, we just see a lot of the usual cards. Okay. Antonio deciding to keep Lightning Storm, even going first, as he could easily predict that's what his opponent would go for. And he picks up the summoning. Will he go for it right away, or will he just play it slow? I think it's worth probably just going for a seal. And yeah, that's what he's going. A no Ghost Ogre, great news. And this usually allows you to go into a small combo, we could say, with Pydra, for example. Getting the Cayman, and then, yeah, essentially go for a Erratic Seal, which is a safe turn 1 play. And instead, no, he opts for the Niche's pick. Interesting. So he might already hold some of the other Tenpai dragons. Yeah, and this is the case. Exactly. As you gotta discard one, in this case, Fadra gets you back the Chundra, and then you can go for the seal, pass, play. Does he have anything to set? He does. Solid turn 1 by Antonio. But now the question is, can his opponent break through? He's gonna have to do it through an Ash and a Veiler that Antonio is keeping in his hand.
And a possible impermanence, I guess, right?
For sure. So first and foremost, we are gonna see an impermanence on the seal. Antonio allows it. And next to it, I think we are gonna go for a Shudra. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, normal summon the Pydra and activate the effect. Are we gonna Veiler this?
Yeah.
Yes. So Veiler coming down. No field spell from Francesco to protect from this Veiler yet. And I do see quite a few extending plays. He could go just and special summon the Shundra, and he does. Is there gonna be a response? Ooh, and this is a nice tech card. Yeah.
Wow.
Big play. This is probably the only difference between these guys' decks. Francesco not playing cross out at all. Antonio is. And this is a huge punish in the mirror match. Because as you can see, you're going to take one of the key combo pieces. And this makes it almost impossible for Francesco to keep playing. Wow. I think he just attacked. And as you can see, Antonio will just go for the effect. Yeah, this is big. We could have a quick 2-0 from Antonio if there is no response in his opponent end. Just attacking here is not it, and as you can see, so much advantage back to Antonio.
Because I think Francesco has 2 Chudras in hand, and
probably another Pydra. I don't know. Yeah, it's a very heavy monster end. Maybe a Ghost Bell. I'm not quite sure, but yeah. This is so good for Antonio. Yeah, yes, Chuchudra. And I think he just passed. Wow. Pass from Francesco.
This is very unfortunate.
Is
for
it?
No.
No. Okay.
Okay.
A face down card. It looked like it was going for an end face, but it's pretty close. Only a face down card and a pass. Antonio with the summoning has everything under control, everything protected, and now can go for a search into the Pydra, discarding a card from hand. And it's the Ghost Ogre, and yeah, he goes for it right away. Nothing to be afraid of, thanks to the field spell, making his Fire Dragons unaffected. Searches for the Cayman, and yeah, this is potentially so much damage.
Yeah, he has a chance to seal the game. Huh? I mean, yeah, there's a
Absolutely.
droplet, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he will play around it as much as possible. Here we see the Bident come down. No response, so bring it back once again, and then goes for another card into the Transcendent. And you can see his opponent, yeah, forcing to use the droplet and just extends the handshake. It's a quick one here for the Tenpai mirror match, and it's Antonio with a masterclass taking 2-0. Let's go back to us for the post-match discussion. Wow, what a match, honestly. And what a showcase. Antonio, very young player, recently turned 18 and showing that he is nothing to be laughed at with a 5-0 score here at the Italian Open. Wow, what a performance.
I mean, impressive. Yeah, I mean, we said this, like the deck itself is very, you know, explosive. He has it's consistent, and he plays a lot of hand traps. And I mean, yeah, game one, it was like brutal, I would say.
Yeah, but I mean, kind of both. The issue is he won, and both times he won by going first. And yeah, especially in game one, he didn't play a single card. He just passed and still managed to make it work, which makes you think whether, you know, in the end the decision paid off from Francesco. I think it's still overall correct to go for such a line, but you could see that the mirror match is actually not as easy as you would expect. If you can make it through that push, then, you know, each turn you're under the possibility of an OTK, and it's never an easy feeling. And I mean, overall, I think though the decision and the difference in their deck list was the cross out designator, which really gave him the game after siding. And I think it makes sense. You know that the deck is very powerful, but when you try to go for game, the hand traps are still very popular across many decks. But, you know, you have this cheeky option of just playing the mirror. You call cross out, and it's pretty much like a dimensional barrier, you know? So
no, it's very powerful. I think also it's not like something that you expect, right? So it's...
No, I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
And especially when they make you go first, as it happened now. It's a really solid card. So, I mean, congratulations to Antonio. I don't think there is much to be said about that. But Tenpai proving once again that it's a very solid deck. 5-0, and I'm sure we will see more of it. We will get a back-to-back Tenpai winning Open. We'll find out. But before further ado, we'll go on a short break, and we'll be back with Antonio, the winner of round 5. Keep